We've done it. We have done it. Tottenham are through to the Europa League semi-final. Spurs are on their way to Bilbao. Wow. I mean, I'm in Frankfurt. What a night last night was. Unbelievable, honestly. I did not expect in my wildest dreams Spurs to go there and do that. Be that sensible, be that disciplined, be that, hard to break down at times, and be that kind of in control for large periods of that first half, I thought, especially. I'm going to do more of a kind of actual breakdown on the game when I get back tomorrow. I'm in Frankfurt for the whole day today. So if anybody's watching this by the time I've uploaded it, please let me know if there's anything to do in Frankfurt, because it doesn't seem like there is. I'm going to go eat some German food and drink some German beer, I think. But before we do that, a chance to reflect on last night's game, really. If you are new, make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Wow, like I said, I did not expect Spurs to go there and do that, right? I was confident that we could go and do something, but I thought the game would be a little bit more crazy than that. It always tends to be with Tottenham. We haven't really had many games like that under Ange Postecoglou where we are disciplined in our defending. We were a bit rocky at times. They had chances in that second half, but we managed it really, really well. We didn't put ourselves under unnecessary pressure. They've still got good players that are still going to find space and hurt you at times, but with their big danger men, I thought Ekitike was handled so well by Romero. I thought the fullbacks in particular, Destiny Udogie, wow. I think if you've written him off, you're silly. And I think plenty of people actually have with Udogie, which is quite sad. Look, obviously, first leg and second leg, I think we were all a bit shocked and surprised to not see Jed Spence in the team, given the fact that he's been probably one of our best and most consistent players since he's come into the side. And, people, I think, tend to get a bit political with the Jed Spence situation in terms of, Angie's only playing him because he had to and all that kind of stuff. Forget about that now. It doesn't matter. He clearly likes Porro and Udogie as a fullback pairing, and it really worked. I thought Udogie was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Bear in mind, he struggled for fitness quite a lot. Obviously, this season struggled for any sort of sense of rhythm. I think we ran him into the ground. I think Ange did do that. But last night, my God, he was absolutely brilliant. So motivated to win every duel, win every tackle. So hard to get past as well. Porro the same. Porro generally doesn't get enough credit for his defensive performances at times because of how exposed he can be, and sometimes he gets beat maybe too easily. But last night, Romero and Van der Ven, that tackle on Ekitike in the first 25-30 minutes of the game, that goes in 1-0, it's totally different. But it was brave, it was sensible from Spurs. It was brave and sensible. Brave in the sense that you've got Maddison willing to put his body on the line for that penalty. When, by the way, that penalty came as a result of Spurs mounting pressure on Frankfurt. It did. We had a 15-minute spell where we didn't let them breathe. We had them pinned in. We were recycling the ball well. Tell had that shot that was saved. We didn't have loads of clear-cut chances, but we were starting to penetrate. And then one ball in behind, Maddison gets taken out by the goalkeeper. Probably shouldn't have been a red card. Certainly from where I've seen it. I've seen obviously the highlights back and stuff now. So brave from Maddison to put his body on the line, and glad that he's obviously okay. And Solanke tucks away the penalty under immense pressure. And I think that was the thing last night. Obviously, if you guys at home were watching it on TV, you would have seen it as well. The atmosphere, Spurs, we're fully expecting Spurs to crumble in those kind of conditions. We are, because it's kind of what we've become a little bit accustomed to, sadly. But, big tifo before the game, lots of noise, lots of consistent drone. Get the Frankfurt fans getting behind the team. And Spurs just stood up to it. We did stand up to it, and I think that was the thing that kind of shocked me the most. And you didn't want to be too negative going into the game, but you thought, you've seen the Frankfurt atmosphere, you've seen what it's like in Germany, you've seen the fact that we haven't got a very good away record in Europe, which is something I obviously touched on in the preview. Frankfurt have got a good record at home in Europe this season. I think they've only drawn one game and won all the rest of the games they have had, including turning over Ajax in the last round, right? But we stood up to the atmosphere, we stood up to the occasion, which is something that Spurs don't get enough credit for when we do that, by the way, but also it's something that we constantly get told that we don't do. And that's partly because we don't. We tend to let ourselves down in this kind of stage, but we didn't last night. We did not last night at all. To a man, everybody worked so hard for the team. I thought the defence, like I said, in particular, was brilliant. Romero, the way he handled Ekitike in particular, talk about standing up to the big games. He made mistakes on Sunday against Wolves, and it was poor and it wasn't good enough. Him walking down the tunnel after Wolves, not acknowledging the fans, wasn't good enough. But that's a way to repay it last night with a performance like that. Bergvall again, how many coming-of-age performances has he had? Last night was another one, but it's just becoming normal now in both legs against Frankfurt. Kind of taking the reins, taking the control in that midfield. I thought he was superb. Tell again, getting brighter and brighter every week. Tell, I'm not going to go too much into the game because I'm going to do that tomorrow when I get back. But, you know, get him in these kind of situations where he can shoot with the goalkeeper like he did in that first half, and that's where you're kind of seeing the best of a player. But I was so proud to be a Spurs fan last night. Being in that away end, you know, us fans standing up in those conditions as well, getting behind the team, not letting us get drowned out, letting the players feel it, you know, our support. That concourse. What an experience watching football is in Germany, by the way. This is the first time I've actually ever been to Germany, let alone, you know, watch football in Germany. And the fan experience is just like, it was so old school, all standing, you know, the bar, like the sort of the bars in front, like to sort of, it was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Then beer in your seat, not having to really queue for a beer at half time, mixing with the Frankfurt fans as well, by the way, like in kind of concourse, and they were good. Bars after the game all kind of mixed, was good, no real trouble. Spurs fans absolutely loving it, and rightly so. We went out last night and got chatting to people, and it was just, everyone just felt the same thing. It was just pure kind of pride and a little bit of shock that we did it. But I think I was speaking to people throughout the day, like we was in a bar, the O'Neill's bar all day, and you kept chatting to Spurs fans, and you know, there was a few people that you get chatting to enough people that were just like, you know what, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do something, and we did. But that away end was what an experience. What an experience. What an occasion. What a performance from Spurs. Just proud, you know, of anything. But the job's not done yet. We've still got 3 more games to go to lift this trophy. Bodo Glimt is not going to be easy. We can't write them off. That's going to, you know, we're going to talk about that in videos closer to the time. The game's 2 weeks yesterday. 1st of May, first leg. I'm glad the first leg's at home. I think as a fan, I would have wanted to go to Rome, but I think despite the fact that Bodo Glimt are not, they're not a team to be taken lightly at all, I still think you're taking that game over Lazio, just because Lazio, again, I know we stood up to Frankfurt really well, but the occasion of it, and again, there'd be maybe the experience of some of their players, etc, etc, etc. But despite how poor this league campaign has been for Tottenham, and despite how naive we've been at times, and the setup has kind of been too open, and we haven't managed games in those kind of situations in the league as well as we did last night. If we can go and win this trophy, it's kind of all a bit redundant, isn't it? Like, we can park the conversation around Ange for another time, because last night he got that completely right. And I said in TikTok videos, I said on Twitter, I would have sacked him after the Wolves game, genuinely, and given ourselves a better chance with Mason going through. But it's clear there's such a focus around the club on this Europa League. I think you can tell that with the players in terms of their concentration levels. I think you can tell that with the manager as well in terms of his attitude to approaching the games and after the games as well. And look, where we are in the league is unforgivable, but we are 2 games away from a final, and then a 90-minute game against United or Bilbao where we can right all of the wrongs and go and win a trophy, a European trophy, Champions League football, a platform for next season. Just brilliant. And that's where Ange deserves a lot of credit for last night, the way he set us up, the approach, not just in terms of the setup, like the shape or the structure or anything, but like decision making of the players as well, like deciding to waste time, go a bit longer, play off Solanke again. Like, I'm so pleased for him that he got his goal, obviously first goal in 11. Again, to take that penalty under those circumstances, the cojones, the balls on him to shuttle that out, stutter, and then roll it past the goalkeeper. Fantastic. Like, we just stood up to the occasion last night, and I'm so proud of that. But yeah, with Ange, it was like, you could see him on the touchline. He was like, he was kicking every ball of it, you know. They're so determined to win this thing, and that's what, despite how poor this league campaign's been, that's what, that's what gives you a bit of faith in this group, that actually maybe we will go and do this. Maybe we will. It just amazing. Still absolutely buzzing. Still off a higher fit last night. Really, really am. I haven't really got much else more to say, just other than really proud of the team and really buzzing for that semi-final. Bilbao, we're coming. This could be our year. It really could. How different does everything look with that Europa League trophy? Doesn't make anything that's gone wrong this season right. But you're a football fan at the end of the day. If we win the Europa League, who cares? You know, who cares? Wow, what a night! But the job's not done. On to Bodo Glimt. I won't be there for that. I don't think many Spurs fans watching this video will be there for that, because it's in the Arctic Circle, about a 15-hour drive away from Oslo, and I think it's going to be about 400 allocation for Spurs fans. 4G pitch as well. You know, they're going to make it difficult. Obviously, they're going to be so up for it. What a story they've had, what a season they've had, what a night it was last night for them, obviously. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point, just because I just wanted to get on here and kind of express my emotions about it, really, and just talk about the game. Well, we're going to talk about the game more tomorrow when I get back. We're going to do that. And then it's Nottingham Forest on Sunday. But for now, immediate thoughts, just really proud of the players. Really, really proud of them. They had to do a job last night and they did it. And they shut out the noise. They were superb. Under the pressure, under the circumstances, everything, under the pressure, we delivered. Big time, we delivered. It was all of the tags that get thrown around Tottenham. It was the opposite, the complete opposite. So, well done Tottenham. I'm going to go and have some German sausages and beers. Flight's back isn't until like 10 o'clock tonight. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're able to concentrate on whatever you're doing and not watching the highlights of that game back 100 times. What a performance from Spurs. Come on. Bilbao, here we come.